What's up, guys? I have here it's a video that the best Teemo in China, I believe, has uploaded to Bilibili. I'm on Bilibili right now. Um, I mean, I don't really know exactly how it works, but as far as I know, it's like Chinese YouTube type of thing. I figured I would just watch him play a game, do a little review. I believe we're on 1080p right here. I've got my handy dandy, I've got my coloring thing right here. We do a little bit of coloring, and I think we're just gonna let it rip and talk about the game. Here we go. Sorry, turn the coloring off. He's playing Teemo against GP. You can see that he's playing press the attack and domination. You know, that's him talking and not me. You might think that was me talking, but it's not. You know, I think I'm used to seeing him take Celerity and Scorch in the secondary and starting Q, but it doesn't look like he does this. GP does this often, a lot, level 1, where I don't know why they've started doing this, but the kind of like trend with GP now is instead of just starting Q with Grasp and going for Q trades on the Teemo, they'll start Barrel and they'll path straight to the bush and they'll put barrels down. So you can usually go invis like he's doing now and kind of catch GP unawares, and then maybe your teammates can come and kill him or something like that. It's like, I don't know, is it cheesy? Like, not really. I mean, kind of, but it's just like a free kill. Like Hecarim is gonna kill the guy he wants to die. He takes E. GP does the barrels. He's gonna die. It's not that bad of a death for GP, honestly. Because if he loses minions or is forced to TP, it's actually a bad death. But besides that, like, First Bloods normally don't really change the way the game works. And Hecarim had to use Ghost too. Let me turn him down a little bit. I have no idea what he's saying. I cannot read or speak Chinese. So I expect him to try to get a slow push, and take like long trades with PTA. When GP has barrel start like this too, if he can't connect barrels to you, you can play really, really aggressive into him. That was a good invis after the barrel pop. If GP does get into melee range of you, you're gonna lose. His auto attacks do extra damage, extra true damage. And the grasp proc as well. This GP seems pretty good at connecting the barrels. One thing I really like to do against GP is I try to contest every barrel chain he makes, even if I'm going to lose it. Well, no, if I know I'm going to lose it, I'm not going to do it right. But I try to contest it, even if he's going to connect and hit me with them, because I don't want him sitting on top of the barrel and using it to zone me. We might see that later on, but we'll have to see. He can't move on this wave state right now. Like, you see things happening in the jungle. There's like a 2v2 happening, and you might be like, oh, well, Teemo has prio here because he has the push, so he can go and GP can't, which is technically true. Teemo could go and GP would be following him at best. But the problem is Teemo leaves on this type of wave state, these melees and casters are going to die when he's gone because he has more minions. And it's going to put him in a very big EXP deficit in the lane. So if he wants to actually move to this fight that's happening, he needs to kill the minions off, or at least get level 3 so he can take W. You can see him autoing the wave. He gets the crash. And now the play is done in the topside jungle, so he's not actually going to move to anything. He did take W though. It's a bit strange for me, you know, I play with the map in the bottom left, so I have to look into the bottom right to see his map. It's a bit trippy, I keep looking like bottom left to take a look. This is kind of an interesting spot where the wave has been reset. He could try to leave it in the middle, which it looks like that's what he's doing. You usually do this if you're trying to like bait forward to get a kill. Like if GP goes for the cannon, go for a kill. You can kind of see, let me jump it back a bit. So GP puts his barrel down, and he sits on it, right? And he has another barrel kind of like in his bank. I don't know what you want to call this, but he can always connect it to another barrel. That's what that little tick means under his health bar, that he has another barrel up. You can't really approach him because if you walk into here, he can easily put the barrel down and explode it on you. But if Teemo was in range of when GP put this very, very first barrel down, the moment it ticks to 1, Teemo could have tried to auto attack it and like steal it away from him. So he's trying to like bait it out. He's trying to like go in and bait out, go in and bait it out. He doesn't end up getting it. GP uses it to get the cannon. He misses his own. It's okay. I hope I don't get in trouble for doing this, but I might. Oh, just another thing about the game. I haven't seen it, but if he streams on whatever Chinese platform he streams on and felt like uploading the game to Chinese YouTube, he probably does pretty well. You don't really upload the games that you get shit on in, you know? He's kind of running into the problem of... I guess like he still has 2 potions up, but GP is Doran Shield champ and he's got Grasp, which means he has Second Wind and he's a melee champ. If you get stuck in the lane for too long of a time, you're gonna get out sustained as Teemo, because you don't have any built-in sustain. He did take Absorb Life and he did take Taste of Blood, but he's probably not gonna heal that much. I'll try to pause it less so we can like get through to the game. This is creating a slow push for him. It would be really nice if you could dive on this wave. You know, if he slow pushes this wave, shoves on the next wave, when he crashes that, he'll be level 5, which would be a very, very big wave to dive on. It doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. Also, you want to think about what your opponents want. GP really, really wants to recall on Sheen. He wants Sheen money. And you can usually tell how much money he has based on how much money you have. So right now, Teemo has 900 gold. If GP was keeping up in last hits, he should also have about 900 gold. So now GP probably wants to take his base. Oh, imagine if Hecarim was top to dive on this. Oh, it would be so nice. I would love it. But he's not. He's just clearing his camps. So now I expect GP to recall and TP back with Sheen. And now Teemo has to make a choice. Ooh. GP decides to stay. I feel like that's definitely a mistake from him. Because GP has TP advantage, right? If GP recalled just then and TP'd back, Teemo would be forced to take a recall and go down EXP. But GP stays, so Teemo stays. Fair. You are going to get out-sustained, like I said, but GP is out of mana, so it's not that big of a deal. Teemo also has one more potion. I'm a big fan of using the potions the moment I lose my like 150 HP if I'm not going to get it back in a different way. Okay, Talia's coming to gank. He goes for the turn on the GP. Looks like he'll get it. Nice. Shroom on the wave. Try to hit Talia. Good. Can't get the 2v1 there. But that was a good try. Notice how he put the Shroom onto the minions and not on top of Talia. This is what GP should have done earlier, I think. Oh, I also probably should have mentioned, I jumped to the end of the game to see what elo he's playing in. This account is 700 LP. I don't know if it's a Chinese super server or they have like a bunch of servers or something. I don't really know how that works, but whatever server he's on, he's in 700 LP, which would be Grandmaster in NA, but I think he's in Masters. Or I think I remember it being Masters. GP picks up a blue buff, probably doesn't really matter too much. I'd rather him have blue than red. See, GP puts this barrel down, and he just stands on it, and you have to deal with him. Ooh, he fucks up the connect. Okay. This guy really likes to play Berserker's Greaves on Teemo, PTA Berserker Greaves, and just really get the attack speed going. He'll go Nashor's next. He's just getting his last hits. I don't really know why he decided to shove this wave instead of just slow pushing another and then shoving the next. I feel like I would have slow pushed one more. And then hard shoved. He's probably asking for sums. Or telling him to lane swap. Teemo is very, very good against Kled. So Mordekaiser doesn't seem about it, even though he's pinging Mordekaiser to go top. Okay, he's going now. Goes on the little row, takes over mid lane, gets a kill. I don't think you can orange Mordekaiser ulti anymore. I don't think that works. Mordekaiser's probably pretty good against GP then. If it does work, then Mordekaiser probably sucks against GP, but I feel like they made that change. That you can't just GPW the Mordekaiser ulti. So now we're the mid lane Teemo against Kled. Like I said, really favorable Teemo matchup. Just the only real nuance in this one, I would say, is you want to blind Kled when he's using his W, which is his like really fast auto attacks that do extra damage. It's actually an ability that Kled, it's like a passive for him, and he can't choose to use it. It just goes whenever he auto attacks something. You can also blind him when he's in mini form like this, and he won't. Oh, really close. If you blind Kled when he's dismounted, he doesn't get remount points. He fucked up his movement there a bit. I think he thought Kled was going to die, but then he didn't. Wow. He goes for those components. I would have went... Not that. I would have went to the Blasting Wand, and I would have upgraded to Recurve Bow, and I would have gotten an Amp Tome. I really don't like Fiendish Codex. It's only 5 more AP than Amp Tome, so... I'm like, low-key not a big fan. Teemo mid in this spot, pretty OP because your movement speed is so high, right? Like, you can just get on the map. You know, I boasted about my little drawing tool and I haven't even used it yet. I feel like there was not like a drawing time. Maybe I'm just not used to using it. I just ate an entire pizza, by the way. The whole thing. I went to the gym tonight, did legs, ate an entire pizza. So, the pizza might be like inside me trying to knock me out, you know? Little food coma. Cancelled an auto right there. Doesn't Q, but I mean he ignites, so he'll die anyways. Doesn't need the Q. Very good. Kled, I don't really know about after the rework, but I imagine Kled still does not scale very well. So, Teemo winning is very, very nice. State of the game, 10 to 10 at 10 minutes. They're up a dragon. Pretty good. Bot lane losing. Teemo's very good against Aphelios though, who's a very auto attack dependent. Teemo not so good against Lulu. That's fine though. Does he have Nashor's money? I think so. He has to sell his potion, but he could do it. Yep. Alright, so now he's doing giga damage. He's spiking. Spiking really hard. Couple ways he could do it. He could just push the wave and run around, try to find Talia and kill her, try to roam to the side lanes, or he could just stay mid and really try to like dumpster this Kled. I feel like I would go for the second one just because Kled has Tiamat. His wave clear on the tower is pretty good. Even if you like do a shitload of damage to him, you can't really kill him unless he wants to die. And he'll E the wave and Tiamat it. Oh, gets his ulti out. I think you could have got the dismount there. Very good though, very good. You see Talia go into the top river. You know, if you get the jump on her, you could definitely blow her up. You just have to dodge her W. Kled can't play in this spot. If he gets dismounted here, he'll just get dove. Kled's gotta take the L and go back to the base, yeah. Wow, no turret shot for that. Locked in right now. Surprised I haven't tried to swap it back. They might be doing that now. Ooh, if Talia was helping, Teemo could have died here. GP has Triforce, he does a lot of damage. Nothing to trifle with, that's for sure. But Teemo's 1v2ing. Ezreal Karma losing lane, that's not supposed to happen. I think. That's supposed to be one of the, like, you know, the bot lane duos. I feel like in solo queue, if ever I see Ezreal get picked, they pair it with Karma. Or try to. Oh, it could get a bit cheeky, or they're just matching the swap back. I get these kind of games every once in a while where it's like, you know, top wants a certain matchup, and mid wants a certain matchup. You know, this game is 4 top laners, so they want just the matchups to be the best that they can be. Or like, let's say I pick, I don't know, let's play I pick Teemo, and then my top laner picks a Ryze, and my mid laner is maybe like, I don't know, like a mage that's supposed to be pretty good under Ryze, maybe Syndra or Orianna or something. And then they play like something wonky mid, like, I don't know, like Sylas, maybe Sylas is not that wonky, but like Sylas mid, or maybe they pick something actually weird mid, like Mbessa mid. You know, you try to lane swap that to get favorable lanes, and they'll try to swap it back for their favorable lanes, and you just like keep doing it over and over again. If you do it well, you'll come out ahead. You'll come out with an advantage. He's probably gonna go for Riftmaker, yep. His damage is really high. I would for sure try to kill GP on these items. Especially now that I just see GP use ulti, I wouldn't go mid, yeah. Oh? He wants to go. It doesn't seem right to me. I would go try to kill GP. I don't like being here and letting GP push top. But he goes mid and fights. Doesn't really get anything out of it, it looks like. And GP's gonna get some tower plates, he's gonna lose some minions. But I mean, you don't really know exactly how it's gonna be in the moment. It just felt like with GP top, it wasn't the place to be. He's foregoing all the minions too and just going to kill GP. Ooh, nice dodge on that. Can you get him? Not quite. Gets the flash though. It's worth. Can dive if GP stays. Or you just get the tower in the next wave and then recall. That's good too. Don't even have to kill him. I expect to push the wave and recall because he's low. I mean, he does be absorbing some life, but you don't really want to stay. Also, the dragon is spawning. It'd be nice if you guys could get that. I'm saying like I'm talking to him like you guys could get that. You know, it'd be nice to get. Holy shit, the Oblivion Orb buy. That is psychotic. There is legitimately no universe where I would do this. Hold on, let me take it back just like a few seconds. He's delaying his Riftmaker, his like 2-item spike to get Oblivion Orb against, like, if I really dig deep for the healing sources in this game, we've got like GP orange, you know? I guess he's got some regen things going on. Talia killing a jungle camp. Pled has Doran's Blade. Like, okay, these champions, they don't have healing. There's no healing. The only healing ability that they have is GPW, right? Talia, no healing items, and no healing in the kit. Same thing with Kled. Same thing with Aphelios. I guess he's got his red gun, which is like a little bit. Lulu has the heal summoner spell, but she's more about shields. So I think buying this Oblivion Orb is crazy. I really don't like it. I mean, it's 10 AP plus Grievous for 400 gold, so it's like, it feels pretty efficient in that sense, but you also just spent 800 gold that's not going to your Riftmaker. So instead of your Riftmaker being bought at like, I don't know, what is it, 3100 cost? It's like 3900 cost, but you get an Oblivion Orb with it. Not a fan, not a fan. I wouldn't want to go into that GP. Scary guy. Base checking GP sucks because you'll get slowed by the barrel, and then he can connect the rest of his barrels on you. Because I've like walked into many a bush that Solarbaka has been sitting in, and you know you get hit by the one barrel and that shit slows by a shitload, and then he hits you with the next barrel combo, slows for a shitload, and then he just puts the next barrel right on top of your head, and he's like, "Good luck trying to beat me on this barrel." And then you don't beat him on the barrel, and then he kills you. Teemo very good at objectives like this. Shroom's OP at holding the space. What are they gonna do? Walk in and get hit by a Shroom? 40% slow, like 300 damage. Just die to someone. Yep. I imagine he just side lanes until he has Riftmaker. You see that he picked up the Rift Herald. Might try to use that in a tier 2, turn it into tier $2. You could also try to save it and time it with the next dragon. You know, you use Rift Herald on one side of the map, go to the dragon, and then like eventually somebody's got to do with the Rift Herald or it's going to crash. Okay, he doesn't get the contest, but he does get the job. That's good. Okay. Wow, Hecarim barely lives. Okay. That was close. I don't think I would have went for the dive. I don't think I would have committed. Taking this top inhib, I mean you take the tower, but the inhib, it's too early to take. 17 minutes against GP, you can't take this inhib. Horrible things are happening mid, but he can't really go. He probably doesn't have the resources to go rotate on that. It takes a tower, do not try to get the inhib. Normally, you don't want to take the inhib unless you're going to get something on the other side of the map down the line from taking it. And 17.5 minutes is just too early. Take it now and you get what, like 3rd dragon, but you've lost every single minion top lane to supers. It's not worth it. Okay, so he's got Riftmakers and the upgrade boost now. They just make him a little bit faster. They give him movement speed when he attacks, I believe. This is a very, like, I'm going to kite around you, like, towards you, space you, and auto-attack the shit out of you type of Teemo build. Kinda like it. Ooh. That GP's dead, yeah, and you just, like, go into melee range and auto-attack him. Yep. The good old stat check. You love a good old stat check, Teemo. Man, I used to love playing this build with the old Riftmaker with Omnivamp. You'd be full life right now off this Grump. Plus 80 gold for Teemo and then minus 80 gold for Talia. That's a big swing. Every time you can take a jungle camp away from the enemy team, very, very good. A lot of times people will say, like, let's say you win a fight. On your exit, you push the waves and try to take the jungle camps that are up. Whenever I'm winning lane on Teemo, and I'm able to like play into the enemy's topside jungle and just take their Gromp or their Krugs off cooldown, it just feels like the impact is it's hard to understate. You know, it feels very strong. I think I wouldn't have went for Seeker's Armguard here in Zhonya's. I think in this build I would have went for another Mask for Bloodletters. His team is AP heavy with Mordekaiser, Teemo, Ezreal is mixed, and Karma. And on top of that, I feel like there are just not any very, very impactful like abilities or combos that you want to Zhonya's on the enemy team. Like, maybe if it was dead mid and not Kled, for example, I would like the Zhonya's more. But you don't really Zhonya's any Kled combos. Blue doesn't really have Zhonyazable things. You're kind of just Zhonyazing like a GP barrel or a Talia W, or waiting for your like blind cooldown. Like, it's never gonna be bad, right? Like, Zhonyaz is a good item. I feel like I just don't love it in this game from his perspective. It will make him tankier, but so would Bloodletters, because that guy item uses a lot of HP. Yep. He's the Chinese master, and I am here to learn. Yes, Adakan, very nice. A dragon as well. The score is close at 15 to 19, but the game actually feels very, very one-sided. They've gotten like every single neutral objective. It's just kind of crazy. Considering one team's bot lane lost. It kind of makes sense to play bot now. You've already got all the towers top. You want the money in the tier 2s because they have a shitload of money in them. So you just go to bot lane. Try to get that tower. It's worth like 2 kills after all. It's like, would you play to the place where you could get 2 kills? Absolutely. Oh, ambitious ulti by Talia does not work out for her. Look how rich he is. It's mostly, I mean, I guess he has 8 kills. You know, he's got 8 kills. He's got like 10 TS per, and he's killed a shitload of towers. It's a very rich mo. Oh, that could have been bad if G can scuff it. You can play like this because you have Zhonya's. And Zhonya's. Boom. Maybe Zhonya's was better than Bloodletters. Looks like he got a pretty decent value out of there. I'm not sure if he would have died. He'd have Haunting Eyes right now instead of Seekers. That's 300 health, I believe. Let's see what happens. Zhonya's, I imagine. Yeah. I'd like to see the stats on that Oblivion Orb. I feel like they were not very good. I also wish, you know, the lane swap definitely made sense. I would have liked to see the lane against GP more. I really think GP kind of handed the lane over. Remember when I was talking about how, oh, GP wants to play for Sheen? And I was like, oh, GP has no mana, and he probably has Sheen money, and he has TP up, and Teemo's like half health. And GP could recall and TP back to lane right now, and Teemo's like, oh fuck, what do I do? And then GP stayed and died. That was pretty bad. That was like a thing from GP where... Oh fuck, ambitious. It's like a very low elo thing to do, I think. Is to overstay like that. Especially like if like a good player would recognize that they have their item that they want, their like early game item spike, and they have TP advantage. And they could just use it and basically win the lane off of that. Still haven't used my my pencil or whatever. My epic pen. I think that's the program name. So the next order of business would be Baron and Dragon. Baron in a minute, Dragon in a minute 30, you know, just recall, get a buy off. He really likes Zhonya's and Banshees. This is pretty much the core build for him. Berserkers, Nashers. He really likes the Oblivion Orb too. I mean, you must if you're buying it in a game like this. And then you go Riftmaker, Zhonya's Banshees. It's like a very defensive, very like bruisery. It's not often that I buy Zhonya's and Banshees. In fact, today I was playing a bunch of trying to go full burst Teemo, full magic pen, where I was going Sorks, Storm Surge, Shadow Flame, Void Staff, no Nashor's Tooth. It actually did a shitload of damage. I need to decide if it's viable. I would have Zhonya's the Kled hit, but his Zhonya's is good anyways. Gets the dismount. Oh, it's really big baits. They use so much on him and he lives. Okay. Hecarim and him are just 2v3ing, honestly. Have to be a bit careful of that Aphelios. He gets joinked. GP didn't look like he connected very impactful barrels there. Mordekaiser smashes the 80 carry. Stupid 80 carry player. Think he could play the game. You don't get to do that. Yep, Soul is pretty much game equals win, so go for Soul. Especially in this game where, like, I wouldn't say the enemy team doesn't scale well. I would say Kled doesn't scale well. But in fact, the enemy team scales very, very well this game, I believe. With GP and then Aphelios Lulu. I'm not so sure about Talia. I think Talia might be a bit dependent on the enemy champions. Where you want to have Talia into champions that are very dashing. Not handsome, but have many dashes. So you get a lot more value out of your E. As Talia, she's not really getting that value this game. In fact, I think she doesn't get it at all. Maybe on Hecarim's E? You know, when Hecarim like runs somebody over, that like very last part of the E when you're running into somebody? Maybe the E stuns on that, but I don't think so. Alright, they get the soul, but they lose a member. They can just back out and play to defend Baron. Oh, Lulu face checks, dies. Okay, Aphelios goes sicko mode, dies. Dang, Lulu, you should have turned the sweeper on before walking into the bush, kitten. And the game is over. Let me just back it up. You know, this is like, this guy is better at Teemo than I am, right? But he is playing on a Smurf account, and I'll jump to the end of the video after this. But in this position here, let me just go back a little more. So right now, I think this is when I had expected GP to already be recalled at 426. Like right here, GP's level 4, no mana, gets the minions. If he walks back right now, he might not actually have Sheen money. Teemo has like 1,000 gold with 32 CS. I don't know exactly how much CS GP has. He might be staying for Sheen money, but like if he recalls right now, Teemo still has 2 potions, but what, those heal for 125? If I'm not mistaken. Let's say Teemo uses both of them, he could have like 700 health right now, right? GP would come back to lane, he would TP back with like double Teemo's health and Sheen. And Teemo cannot TP back. He has to recall and walk back. The GP just needs to recall. Don't overstay. He uses his advantage. Teemo's in quite a bad spot. Which is why I wanted to point out that I think if I'm Teemo, I crash this wave and I recall. Or I take a recall before GP has Sheen. Because I don't want to get stuck into this position that happens, you know, 20 seconds later, where in this hypothetical world I'm talking about, where GP has recalled and TP'd back with Sheen, and I'm stuck in lane as Teemo like this. Because this puts me down EXP against GP, which feels horrible. It feels terrible to be behind a champion like GP when he outscales a lot of champions. He might not literally outscale Teemo in a game in terms of like win rate at X amount of minutes, but the champion does scale like a menace. I wouldn't want to be in that spot. I would have taken the recall. All right, let's see if I can jump to the end. How long does this game last? Probably. Are we at 27 minutes? Oh, I went too far. We're in a new game. It looks like a multi-video. Okay, so Masters, he got 19 LP for that. That's the elo that the account is playing on. I wonder if he shows the damage dealt or anything like that. You can see that he did 34k, way more than anybody else. The Mordekaiser mid did not work out. But, yeah. There's the game. His build is... it's interesting. I feel like none of the, like, I don't really play Berserker's Rift Mid. I'll do it every once in a while, but I don't play it every single game. I think the Oblivion Orb was not good. The Zonias and Banshees thing, I explained my thought about Bloodletters. And then the other Teemo players I know, they're pretty much all like Leandri's Malignance players with a little bit of like here and there. So maybe I'll check some more games out of him. I'm not really sure what to think. You know, after seeing, don't want to, you know, beat the dead horse, but the GP really made like a pretty bad mistake, I think. So I'd like to see some more of this build and how it goes, you know? Alright, thank you for watching if you made it this far. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye, I love you. 1 second. Okay, bye.